Hey everyone, I'm in Nebraska hunting right now, but I'm going to play a clip for you from episode 21 with Ty Jennings. And Ty really sums up the mindset principles that we push here so often on the dojo. So if you want to use hunting as a way to really reach your full God-given potential in the woods and in life, listen close to what Ty is going to say. Just a reminder also, we are not dropping a interview on Thursday with a whitetail master. We've moved to every other week. So next week, Thursday, we're going to drop an episode with Bo Martonic where we get into the mindset that he had to possess to spot and stalk deer in West Virginia coal country. It's an amazing conversation. You're not going to want to miss that one. And until I see you again, my friends, remember to embrace the journey.
And that's what gives me the most satisfaction is finding the wittiest, most challenging deer and looking for him, finding him, and then hopefully being able to hunt him.
Can you expand on that a little bit? Like, what does it mean to like look for them and find them and kind of, you were saying you're kind of tracking deer throughout the years. Like, what does that look like?
Well, it's a lot of time behind glass. And there's some trail camera usage. I didn't listen to the last podcast with Tyler, but he's another New York guy, and I know he doesn't use trail cams, and it's a gray area in New York State as whether they're legal or not. If I use them, I get a TRP from the DEC. So I've kind of shied away from that. But, it was a lot of trail cams, a lot of glassing, but most of the time now it's glassing. And a lot of the stuff I hunt is river bottom. So I have a little bit of open terrain, but man, like I said, I look at these deer so much. I mean, I have a lot of time at work to look at them too. So if they don't have antlers, I can tell who they are.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. I'll just follow these deer 3, 4, 5 years if I can, and I'll hunt them if I'm lucky enough to.
That I don't hear that talked about a lot at all in the podcast world about going out and glassing these deer throughout the year. Are you doing that like all year round? Are you besides hunting them?
Yeah, and I know Tyler from the last podcast, he does a lot of that too. I think that's how he got on that buck from last season. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't think about this stuff. They're stuck in a box, and you got to think outside the box. You can climb up a tree with your Lone Wolf custom gear stand or saddle in the wintertime or the springtime in glass deer. And you don't have to climb up a tree just because it's hunting season. So, if I have to get elevated, I will. But a lot of times I have a spot and scope back there. I don't know if you can see, it's in a little case right there.
Okay.
I'll take that out and I'll glass fields, or I'll glass river bottom, or I'll glass hillsides, and I'll watch these deer, and I'll see what they're doing, where they're coming from. Yeah, of course they're doing different things in the winter as they are in the summer, as they are in the fall. But a lot of times that I see in my experience is there's a lot of overlap. Where they are in the summer, they might be in the fall. Where they are in the winter, they probably are in the fall. So there's quite a bit of overlap there. And, everything is important. If you can get eyes on them, that's number one. Just find them, period. Point blank. Don't even climb a tree. Don't do anything. Just find them.
Yeah. Yeah. So how far away are you? I mean, you're talking about river bottoms. I mean, are these like wide river bottoms? I mean, where like, I guess I'm trying to figure out how much you can see while you're glassing them. Are you getting just glimpses of them, or you're able to monitor them for, half hour, like?
Yeah, it all depends. There's, these aren't giant river bottoms, but luckily in New York, we have a lot of diverse terrain and habitat. It's all due to deglaciation, millions of years. So we have drumlins, we have, hills, mountains, we have river bottoms. So we get a good mix, but, a lot of it is open. There's some farmland that I hunt. So yeah, I mean, I get half hour, 10 minutes, whatever it is. I just want to verify that there's life. I want to find that deer. And right now I'm chasing a deer that I don't have a lot of information on. And it's kind of giving me a little anxiety because I don't know what he looks like without antlers. So it's hard for me to collect any info. I kind of got to wait until he's got some antlers growing.
So that anxiety factor, that's something I resonate with. Like, I need it. Like, I need this feeling to like propel me forward and keep me like, it's not because I'm not disciplined, but when I have it, when I'm stressing out about something, some people can hear that and go, "Oh, that sounds bad," but it's actually like a motivator for me, man. I start like really honing in and focusing in when I've got that little bit of anxiety. Is that something that I mean? Is that something that occurs regularly around deer with you? Like it's just like I need more information. I need to get this more. I need to keep doing this. Is it like this feeling inside that propels you?
Yeah, it's a constant stress. It's a
Yeah.
good stress, but and I know it's just where I'm at right now in my, hunting journey, so to speak. I'm just honed in on big trophy deer, and it's at any cost at this point. And I know, I'll probably grow out of that at some point and it'll become more about the experience. But yeah, there's a healthy bit of anxiety and stress, and that's part of the whole. I'm driven by that and the competitiveness of public land. And like we talked about off air, I know a lot of people, it's going to be a hot take, but hunting is competitive, whether you like it or not. A lot of people like to say it's not, and I'm not sure why, but I mean, that's the foundation of our species was hunting grounds and competing for game species and food. I mean, it's just built into our DNA. So I'll have a little bit of that anxiety. I'll have a little bit of stress because I want to make sure I have enough information to hunt a deer, and then I'll always somehow create some false sense of competitiveness with the other hunters in the parking lot who don't even know I exist. But that's just how I am. That's how I'm wired.
I love it. I'm wired similarly in probably different areas because I'm not doing what you're doing, but I totally resonate with that and I get that. And I think it's just important, like as we talk about levels, like assessing when you're setting goals. I'm talking to the listeners at this point. When you're setting goals and you see someone like Tyler or some of these other like really successful hunters out there, and you're thinking, well, that's what I want to do. Well, realize it comes with this price. It comes with this like I like what you call this healthy level of stress. And if I think you got to kind of be wired for it if you want to excel on this level. You got to kind of have that in you to drive you. So, and that's not to say you can't reach that level. I'm just saying set the appropriate goals where you're at. Do you want to live that level of stress? Do you want to have that level of sacrifice? And I want to go in the sacrifice piece for you a little bit with you. What does that look like? If someone wants to perform on your level and do what you're doing, what does that level of sacrifice look like?
Yeah, you made a lot of good points. There is a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of, like I said, I have 3 kids under the age of 4. I'm married. I have a wife. I have a family. We like to do a lot of stuff. I mean, we did about 5 million things today with this nice weather. So I sacrifice a lot of sleep. I sacrifice a lot of time at hunting camp with my family. I don't spend the time with them. I'm so hyper fixated and singularly focused that I can't have any of that. I could, I own a camp out, near some of these public lands that I hunt, but I don't even go. I'm
Yeah.
there, I'm back to spend the time that is required to maintain a healthy marriage and be a good dad. And then I'm back out. And if I have to drive out 3 times, I will. So it's just, there's a lot of sacrifice. And I've sacrificed career opportunities. I've turned down multiple job offers because I feel like it would encroach on my hunting time. I mean, like I said in the beginning, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and it's very close. It's a very close second. I'm a bow hunter. I'm a whitetail hunter. So all that stuff is ancillary. It's secondary to me. So it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, I'll walk out there if I have to sacrifice my truck or whatever it is. It's got to happen. I have to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I could not give it up.